Moss, could you tell us what you thought of the outcome of the primary yesterday?
Certainly, I thought Zephyr Teachout, Timothy Wu did a great job. I mean, for a small campaign that was underfinanced and as late as they got into the fray, they did a great job. Just imagine what could have happened if they were properly financed. I think it sends a strong message that Democrats across the state are displeased with the manner in which the governor is running this state. I think PEF had a big push to bring in big numbers for Zephyr Teachout. You know what? And I would ask those same voters to take a look at the Rob Astorino Chris Moss ticket and what we can do for this state and how we can turn it around, create jobs, decrease taxes.
Now, the people who were in Teachout's corner were kind of from the liberal wing of the Democratic Party. What makes you think that the Astorino-Moss ticket would appeal to them?
Because number one, as we travel across this state, we're not talking to just Republicans or conservatives. We're talking to New Yorkers as New Yorkers. And if you're a voter and you're interested in the direction of this state and making this state great again, I'd ask you to at least consider the Astorino-Moss ticket.
And what do you make of her carrying so many counties upstate? I think about half of the counties upstate she carried.
You know what? She's from the upstate area, but I can assure you this: in the general, we don't anticipate the same. We don't anticipate the same results. I'm also from upstate. We've been crisscrossing upstate. I've been to Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo several times, and we're hitting all of upstate New York. So when it comes to the general, I think you'll see the numbers be very different come November 4th.
Are you hearing a lot about the SAFE Act as you travel around upstate?
You know what? Upstate New York, the SAFE Act is very big. Obviously, I disagree with the SAFE Act. We need gun legislation, but we need gun legislation directly aimed at criminals and keeping guns out of the hands of the mentally ill. But you know what? The SAFE Act is probably just one component of what we need to talk about. We need to talk about the lack of decent paying jobs. We need to talk about natural gas exploration. So, I mean, there's a lot of serious issues we need to be talking about.
You put out a challenge today to Kathy Hochul. Have you heard anything back?
I have not heard anything back, but you know what? I think one of the fundamental parts of democracy is being able to debate. As a county sheriff, when I run for re-election, I will stand up there and talk about my record. Is everybody going to be happy with it? Probably not. I understand what Governor Patterson said about Cuomo not debating, but on the other side of the coin, I think the voters are entitled to hear both candidates speak, what direction they want to take the state, what ideas they have. Do you have to defend your record? Sure you do. It's part of incumbency. So you know what? I think it's a disservice to the voters in New York State for Cuomo not to debate Astorino.
And what do you have in mind in terms of debating Hochul? What would you like to do?
Oh, you know what? Whatever. Town hall forum. We can do one-on-one with a major media outlet. You know what? I think it's just important. Let's get the issues out there. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about what's going on in the state, why so many people have left this state, why New York State is the worst state to retire in. I mean, there's lots to talk about that would be of interest to voters. And again, our message is universal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys better clap or I'll call each one of your sheriffs and tell I got no applause. On behalf of sheriffs across the state, we want to thank you for the great job that you do on a daily basis. I know you take a lot of the flack because it all goes downhill, and the same thing I tell the undersheriffs when I came to their conference last month. You know what? You don't get enough credit. You always get a lot of the fault because at the end of the day, you know, the sheriff is the politician. The sheriff's got to stand in front of the camera, likes to get all the good news, but never likes to get the bad news. So truly want to thank you on behalf of the sheriffs across the state for the great job you do. You know, over the last couple of months, it shows how our training here for the State Sheriff's Association through the years has paid off. If you saw the kidnapping of the Amish girls in St. Lawrence County, anybody here from St. Lawrence County? You know what, I commend you. What a great job. When I saw the sheriff stand up in front of national media and talk about that incident and how his department led that investigation with the assistance of other law enforcement agencies, it makes me and every other sheriff in this state proud. And then we had, for those of you that saw the accident in Ontario County involving Tony Stewart, Sheriff Phil Povereau, again, wow, national media attention on CNN, all over the United States. These are New York sheriffs. I tell you, we have great New York sheriffs, we have great staff, and we couldn't do things like that without you guys here pulling for us and helping make it happen. So, you know what, we really want to thank you. I thank you for attending these conferences and tell you how important they are. We do them for undersheriffs, we do them for police supervisor, we do them for jail superintendents. Every couple of years we do them for our confidential assistants, and we have one this year. And I mean, you just learn information. Sure, the networking is great, but if you just pick up a few new things from some of the presenters you get, because Tom Mitchell and Peter Kehoe, Chris O'Brien, they do a great job to try and bring the presenters that have the latest in law enforcement technology. I know, you know what, I've sat in your position before. Sometimes it's dry, but you know what? Sometimes one day something will come along and say, boy, I saw that at the Sheriff's Conference. I can reach out to this person or that person. So we want to thank you for your attendance. Without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and hand out the participation certificates.
What we'll do, thank you very much, Sheriff. Appreciate your coming. And we're going to hand out our certificates. If I can find where I put them. Right here. And we'll do it by county. So let's Broome County, come on up. Kate and Ben. If you just hold your certificates in front of you like this so we can read them. And Matt from the best county in New York State, Chemung County.
Oh, I'm surprised he's still here, only because he knew I was coming.